Hello and welcome to the session called Scaling Connection, How to Engage Your Audience During the Unknown. In this session, I will discuss how three D2C brands use SMS marketing as a thoughtful communication channel during COVID-19. I'm going to cover how these brands use their marketing channel strategy in an intentional way with clear empathetic messaging that connects with their customers first and sells products second, if at all. But before I jump in, here's a little background on me, the woman behind the screen. My name is Alicia Thomas, and I am an e-commerce marketing technology fanatic. Currently, I am the director of community at Postscript, where I am on a mission to teach the world how to use SMS marketing the right way. I'm also a veteran of the marketing analytics space, and my award-winning work has been featured on sites like A Better Lemonade Stand, TechCrunch, Performance Marketer, and Shopify Plus. Previously, I was an early employee at the profitable high-velocity marketing platform Klaviyo, where I helped to more than 10x the company. And I've worked with e-commerce brands across the globe to help scale their marketing through content and community building. And throughout my time teaching marketers how to market to others, pretty meta, right? I have come to believe one thing, and that is, I believe that in a world full of hype, growth hacks, and empty promises, businesses can build long-term growth by helping people. So boiled down, I believe that if you are helpful and kind to your customers and subscribers, you will ultimately win. Retention really is the name of the game. So you can scale your brand by building relationships versus focusing solely on just new acquisition. We all know that's really expensive anyways. So this brings me to my favorite word, which is empathy, or the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. In e-commerce marketing, this translates into brands that are customer-centric and treat customers and subscribers like people and not data points or dollar signs. And this brings me smack dab to the middle of our current pandemic world, COVID-19. As brands, we can be great at crafting pithy or witty copy, churning out some slick graphics for an upcoming sale, and finding creative ways to entice shoppers to spend more time with our brands, right? But a global pandemic is likely not what any of us had in our 2020 marketing playbook. And that was really obvious based on the countless email messages that brands sent out to subscribers in the first few weeks of the shutdown. So if you opened up Twitter during that time, you could find a slew of people talking about just how out of touch and often unnecessary receiving yet another brand's hygiene and shutter door plan was. And in all fairness, some of those messages were necessary and helpful, right? But a lot of brands miss the opportunity to really meet their audience where they were or what they were going through. At Postscript, we watched as we saw countless brands try to determine what the best way was to interact with their customer base in the weeks following the start of the pandemic. So luckily, we have an amazing data scientist on our team, and she was able to pull the trends of what was happening during COVID and could look at things like, how did the messaging change for brands? Did brands send fewer or more messages? What emojis and phrases did they use? I can tell you the emoji with a mask was definitely the #1 most used emoji. And things like, how did customers respond? So measuring things and impressions like customer sentiment. So what worked? Everyone wants to know that. So in regards to customer sentiment, like I just talked about, campaigns that were COVID related outperformed ones that were non-COVID related. Customers liked hearing reassuring messages and words of encouragement more than humdrum promotions. And lastly, COVID-related campaigns had a 70% increase in average positive incoming message score compared to non-COVID campaigns. So really, it was about meeting your audience, where they were, what they're going through. So here's an example of a really simple message that is literally just the brand checking in. There's no CTA, there's no link to click. They're just trying to meet their audience where they are in this moment. Messages like these, just a simple check-in, got some of the highest sentiment responses from subscribers. So I love this. Look at these reactions. This person says, I love this so much already. Also precious. And then this last one actually makes me a bit sad. Not one friend has checked in to see how we are doing, 2 adults, 3 kids, and a dog during quarantine. And y'all have. So this brand is connecting with this person who's feeling lonely in this moment. And that's such a rare opportunity and a nice way to have that positive interaction. Maybe they aren't going to make a purchase on this exact message, but when they are ready to shop again, they will think of you. So it's pretty simple to send a check-in message to your customer base. And there were some brands that really went above and beyond to remain not only on brand, but also helping their customers during the troubling time. So I'm going to walk you through 3 different brands that we saw use SMS as a thoughtful communication channel during COVID. First up is Oars and Alps. I believe their CEO is also speaking at this conference. She's phenomenal. But this company makes premium skincare products with powerful ingredients. So here they have a natural deodorant, really great looking site, super cool brand. And so instead of sending just a check-in message or regular messaging, they pivoted to hand sanitizer sales while also helping medical workers. So if you remember back in the beginning, there was a huge shortage of people not being able to get hand sanitizer, and really there was a need and a demand for it. So this brand went and decided to manufacture it, and they partnered with local hospitals in Chicago and New York to provide medical staff with it. And they also provided it as something that customers could buy. And if you look at the messaging here, they talk about they don't believe in hoarding, right? So that was a big thing too. That was very much of a problem. And they limited the amount that you could actually buy to 2 packs, but they were also helping their customers when provided them a little link here. So a great example of pivoting to not only help your customers have a great offer, but really be relevant. The next company is Judy. So Judy is really hot right now. They sell emergency preparedness kits. So if you're, you've experienced an earthquake, a flood, a fire, a global pandemic, and you've got some sort of emergency, whether it's in your house, in your car, you can get one of these kits and really be prepared with a bunch of essentials in the kits. So Judy provided preparedness tips to their subscribers. So they were thoughtful ways that could help them get ready for future emergencies and do emergency planning kind of tips. This is a great one. It's about deciding who would be your emergency contact if you needed one during a pandemic, and making sure you've got all their numbers and they'll know. So really a great way here. There's minimal going on in terms of like graphics or call actions. It's really just kind of like how someone would text you to help you out. So a great job done by the Judy brand. And lastly is Somersault. So they sell sleepwear, loungewear, swimwear, really cool brand. And they decided to open up a hotline. So they call it the Joycast, and you could text Joycast to their short code. And what it is a free text line dedicated to spreading joy, connection, inspiring hope. So if you're lonely or you just want to text with somebody and you want some positive messaging, you can literally just text with this team back and forth. It's a really great way to be there and be available to those who might be feeling lonely during this time, and have, again, that really positive brand sentiment. So this all leads me to my takeaway message, which is just to be customer centric, right? That's the whole thing. It's just remembering that we're marketing to people and to communicate with them like they're people. I like to say text people like people. And I think there are just so many different unique ways that you can do this that are, going to depend on your brand and what you sell, what you do. But I do have a resource available if you need some inspiration. And that is this website called reallygoodtext.com that we recently launched. So you're sitting here going, oh man, these are some cool ideas, but I have no idea what I do. We have created this huge resource that is living and breathing. New examples are being added every week, where you can kind of go and see what other brands are doing to connect with their customers. So it is organized into different categories, by industry, by response type, by campaign, and even a way to submit messages that you see that are doing a great job. So if you need a little inspiration and you want to learn how other brands are also communicating in a human way, this is a great place to start. And so that's it for me. Thank you so much. I urge you to check out reallygoodtext.com. And if you're interested in learning more about Postscript, you can hit me up. My email is just alicia@postscript.io. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the conference.